Good morning from day 3 here on MSC Maravilia.
Well, it's actually good afternoon. We decided to have a nice, relaxing morning in our cabin, and now we're going to head out for lunch.
And by going for lunch, you mean we're heading to the buffet. We're going to try it again. We didn't have the greatest experience when we tried it for breakfast, so let's try it for lunch and see what happens. We're just arriving in Port Canaveral, so we're going to be there within the hour, so we don't know what the crowds are going to be like in the buffet. We're hoping maybe it'll be a little bit quieter, but we'll see. And we'll give it a fair shot here for lunchtime. But like I said, we're in Port Canaveral today, and we have lots planned on board as well. So let's get day 3 started. Okay, we'll just grab the elevator here. The music playing in the lobbies, elevators, pretty interesting. Right out here is one of the SpaceX boosters there on one of its drone ships. That's pretty neat to see. Okay, we have food, but there's nowhere to sit, so we're gonna try outside. Okay, there were absolutely no spots to sit indoors, so we found a spot just outside the buffet. They have a little eating area, and actually it's a pretty nice view, so not too bad. A few ships in port. Okay, let's eat. We are in port with Anthem of the Seas. We sailed on Anthem just over a year ago. You can check the link in the descriptions to see our vlog series from aboard Anthem of the Seas. We had a great time. Here's a little look at the pool deck now that things are warming up a bit.
Well, our second attempt at the buffet, fail.
Yeah, it was not much better than yesterday. Just too many people for the setup that they have. There's just no beginning or end to the lineups. They all just seem to merge together. Yeah, I've seen that many people in buffets on other cruise lines, and the setup is just so much different. The way the lineups are set up and the stations are set up is just not conducive to handle that many people. But I'm sure we'll be back again during this cruise since it is only day 3, and we'll try it again. Maybe we're the ones who are wrong.
But we did get to try the pizza, and that was really good.
Yes, we've heard good things about the MSC pizza, and that did not disappoint, except by the time we found a spot to sit, it was cold.
Yeah.
So we did find eventually a spot outdoors. There is actually a nice little seating area on the back of the buffet, overlooking the back of the ship. Yeah, it just took a lot of effort to find it. That's our observations so far. But for this afternoon, we're actually just arriving in Port Canaveral now. First, I'm going to head down to the thermal spa because MSC does a status match. So they matched our status with Royal Caribbean, giving gold status, which I think is one below their top tier of diamond. And with that, you get a 1-hour thermal spa pass, so I'm going to go check that out. Then we're going to be spending a little bit of time here in Port Canaveral, and then we have some more things booked here on the ship for later today. So we're going to continue with all of that. Now, I couldn't record anything in the spa itself, but it was really nice. Lots of towels for use. No complaints.
As we mentioned yesterday, that there's always a lot of chairs, but they're all bundled up, and it's the same today here at port. So again, there's nowhere to go to sit in these areas.
Okay, back from the thermal spa. Spent about an hour there. It was really good. We are now in the port, so we're going to get off, spend a little bit of time with a friend of ours, and then we'll be getting back on because we have a few things planned for this evening. But in the meantime, we're going to head upstairs first and see if we can get on the flight simulator. We seen it up there yesterday. It looks pretty interesting, and we have not seen that on a cruise ship before, so we might as well check it out. So let's go up and see if we can board the flight simulator. The flight simulator is currently closed. Now, we have located the adults only Sky Lounge, so we'll definitely have to come back and check this out more. On a port day is a great time to check out parts of the ship that would otherwise be crowded on a sea day. Up here on Maravilia, you've got a walking track that'll take you right around to the back of the ship where you've got the water slides, the rope course. Lots to check out on a port day. Here's a little peek at the water slides, but I'm not sure we're going to get a chance to try these out this sailing. Little tip here, there's this panoramic elevator that's located on the pool deck near the entrance to the buffet, where you can grab a ride down to the promenade without ever having to go back inside. Okay, while it's quiet inside, let's take a little stroll along the promenade, which on MSC is called the Galleria. You'll find restaurants like Ola, the Mexican restaurant, and Ocean Cay, which is the seafood restaurant. You'll also find Jean-Philippe Cafe and Chocolate, and then right here is the Jean-Philippe Crepes and Ice Cream. Up these stairs you'll find entrances to additional restaurants, and of course along the entire promenade you'll find plenty of shopping opportunities. As you make your way toward the aft, you'll find yourself on the second level of the Infinity Atrium. Here you'll also find the photo studio and the Edge cocktail bar. And of course those Swarovski crystal staircases for all your photo ops. Okay, we're heading out. Now if you're ever being picked up at Port Canaveral, Terminal A is the pickup spot. We just spent a little time wandering around Cocoa Beach and the downtown area. Then a nice dinner this evening. And now back to the ship.
Alright, it's 8 o'clock. We're just heading back on board. All aboard is 8:30, so we have a little bit of time to spare. Thanks to our friend who acted as our tour guide today here in Port Canaveral. Great afternoon out, but now back on board. Check out our evening activities.
And it is now sail away time out of Port Canaveral. Not quite as pretty of a view over the side. Okay, time to check out what's going on in the main theater tonight. Then we came across this very strange space-themed party in the promenade. Not sure if that's just because we're near Cape Canaveral, or is this an MSC thing? If you know, leave a comment. Well, that's it for our evening here on MSC Maravilha tonight, but tomorrow we arrive in Nassau, Bahamas. We'll see you then.
Good morning.
It's day 4. Let's get started. First things first, let's head up and get some breakfast. Making our way through the solarium, across the pool deck, and then we get to the buffet. Nice and sunny today. Here's where MSC makes all their fresh mozzarella on board. Okay, we found some breakfast. A little less busy today. The waffles like cement. Okay, we survived breakfast. We got food today. Quality, we'll talk about that later. But we're gonna go try to get to the flight simulator because it was closed when we tried yesterday, so let's go see.
Well, we won't be pilots anytime soon.
No flying for us. Some dance lessons going on in the Sportsplex. Up on the activities deck today, there is this soot covering just about everything. Will's gonna give this ropes course a try. As we make our way into Nassau, Bahamas, Will's climbing his way across the back of the ship. He's not looking overly impressed right now. You can do it! And he's made it to the next platform. He's still climbing. We might not make it off the ship today.
Tried it, survived it, and realized I don't have good balance.
Should be some pretty good ship spotting here in Nassau today. We've got Freedom of the Seas, Anthem of the Seas, and Vision of the Seas on this side. And on this side we have Carnival Elation. Okay, we've taken in the flight simulator. Will's been on the rope course. Now it's time to have a coffee because we've just pulled into port here in Nassau. And we're going to get off and explore because Will has not seen the new revamped port area. So we'll check that out here shortly and we'll go from there.
Deck 15.
Might have to grab a snack first. Okay, a little slice of pizza before we head out into the port. Okay, and a bit of ice cream too. Okay, we're off the ship. They certainly have the tunes blaring outside here. I guess they want to be fun. A little dedicated spot for yacht club passengers. These awnings are typically the meeting points for any excursions. Now it looks like there's 5 ships in today, so lots of people lined up waiting for their organized excursions. Typically these would be through the cruise lines themselves. Just down at this end of the pier you'll get the, I guess, private area. According to a source on board, we believe this one to be The yacht of Steven Spielberg. Vision and Anthem of the Seas. And on the other side of Meraviglia is Carnival Elation. So they're running their drills. You can see lifeboats are down. We've never seen this many down off the ship before. We got one going back up. For a couple of cruise ship nerds, this is pretty neat to watch. So when you get to the end of the pier, you'll get the entrance of the port itself. The big screen. There's supposed to be a show here every few minutes. We'll see what comes on. Okay, we've got one show starting, although they're missing a bunch of their screen, their pixels up top. And that's that. We survived. Carnival Elation there, and then Meraviglia. And Vision. And Anthem. Okay, we're just going to wander around the port area and see what we can take in. Museum of Junkanoo. I think we're going to try the Junkanoo Museum. We have not been in here since this new port area opened. Okay, we're going to check out some of these shops. Okay, we're about, I think, halfway down the port area. You can see the Elation is right there. So there's an exit out to the main street about halfway down here. Okay, this says it's the official port shop. Let's head in here. Oh, lots to see in here. So on the opposite side, running parallel to where we just walked down, there's all kinds of additional vendors. Okay, we're almost at the opposite end. So it looks like mostly food options down this end. Preacher's Kid looks like a little food spot for the young ones. And right down this end should be the exit out to the main street. Nothing going on at the pavilion today. Carnival Elation just backed out, and now you can see MSC Meraviglia. Okay, we're down the opposite end now. West Marina, this is called. All nice and new. Senior Frogs is right down there. And right around the corner here is the Straw Market, popular spot to check out. There's Carnival Elation just turning around. Alright, we're going to make our way out of the port area. See how this goes. Alright, let's check out the straw market. Okay, we went through the straw market. Now we're just going to wander along Bay Street here. Candy shop? Why not? And look what's next. Okay, we're just wandering around a little bit more. We are one of, I think, only 2 cruise ships left, so it's really quiet now. Not too many people around. It's just about 5:30. Our all-aboard time is not until 8.
Well, we had our Starbucks.
And we're finished walking around. We had a little stroll, but we didn't plan anything specific for here in Nassau, so we are going to get back on board and make our way to the main dining room for dinner, I think. We only have about 20 minutes, so let's get on and make our way there. Okay, so the gate nearest the entrance to the ships, security would not let us through and told us to go to the opposite end, which is the furthest point from the entrance. So, not quite sure what that's all about, but we're going for a little walk. Entrance is down here. We want to get in there. And they have fences at the end of the sidewalk, so you have to walk onto the street. And then in. Okay, now we get to enter the port from this end, where there's no security checking, so they're only not letting people in at one end, but anybody can walk in on this end. I'm confused. So we're in the port, and now we gotta walk to the end where they actually let you in toward the ships, and then we'll be able to board. Let's see if we make it to dinner. Okay, we're back on board, changed, ready for dinner. Off to the main dining room. Here's a look at tonight's main dining room menu and our selections for tonight. Okay, we're getting back in the same simulator, but for a roller coaster this time. Oh my.
He took me on a roller coaster.
We decided to do the roller coaster simulator, which is the same machine as the flight simulator from this morning. Right after dinner was not a good option. Time to go lay down. They're getting the pool deck ready for White Night. That's where the party will be tonight. Okay, we're all freshened up for the evening. It's White Night tonight, so we'll be checking out those festivities later. But in the meantime, we need to go find a place to have a beverage, and we have a comedian and possibly a few other things on the agenda tonight. So let's head out. Everything's cleared out for the white party. Alright, we're just settling in the Sky Lounge now for a beverage and a little bit of music. We're just departing out of Nassau. Okay, Will went ordered more espresso and a dessert, if you insist. Alright, right back to the theater for comedian Ken Boyd.
Ken Boyd, yes.
We'll see.
Who is ready to party?
Good evening.
Well, good night.
Yes, good night from the end of White Night, I guess we could say. We had a pretty good evening overall. We had dinner in the main dining room, which was fine. Nothing to write home about there, but it was okay. And then we headed up to the Sky Lounge. That's the adults only lounge, and we had a nice relaxing time there. There was a band playing, and we had a nighttime sail away out of there. It was quite lovely. And then we headed down to the main theater for a stand-up comedian. His name was Ken Boyd.
Boyd, yes.
And, well, comedy is subjective. Lots of people there liked it. There were some funny moments. I'll leave it at that. And but tonight kind of emphasized a bit of a theme today where we were running into just a lot of rude people on the ship. And I hesitate to even say that because we're pretty easygoing. We don't let that kind of stuff get to us too often, but it's been a bit of a theme on the ship so far, and we're 4 days in, and today and tonight really kind of emphasize just how much we're running into it. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case for the rest of the cruise. We're optimistic, but something about today, because we've been on lots of ships with thousands of people, and we haven't quite experienced the level of kind of just being inconsiderate and whatnot. So we're not going to let that taint the rest of the cruise, but just an observation we've made so far now that we're at the end of day 4. So we'll see how things go. But now we are excited because tomorrow we're at Ocean Cay, which is MSC's private island. It's a marine reserve. We've heard really great things about Ocean Cay. We have a few things booked starting first thing in the morning, because we arrive at 9:30 and we're there, I think, until 11 p.m. So it's a full day. We're excited for everything that we have planned for tomorrow. We're going to take it all in, and we're going to bring you along with us. So please like these videos, subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us bring all of these videos to you. And we'll see you tomorrow at Ocean Cay. Good night.
Good night.
Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos from here on MSC Meravilia. In the meantime, you can check out these videos.